Hello, it is Thursday, January 20th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday puzzle today, one of my favorites of the week, the first really tricky puzzle of the week. And by that, I don't mean that any of these puzzles can't be difficult for any particular person. I just mean there's often something strange going on in the Thursday puzzle, something with the theme, and I always look forward to that. Anyway, let me thank a few people for today's edition of the Daily Solve. Thank you to Jake Rodkin, Jordan Larson, and as always, the inestimable Hood Monster for bringing you this edition of the Daily Solve. Thanks to them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. If you'd like to join their ranks and at that benefactor tier that will get you the exclusive Let's Check the Crosses mug, as well as obviously this recognition here, but any tier in the Patreon campaign gets you access to the full slate of bonus solve videos that have gone up in the months since the campaign began, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And any level gets you access to the extra channel in the Daily Solve Discord chat server. Okay, I'm going to move right on to a couple of comments from yesterday's puzzle because I'm under a bit of a time constraint today. So I would like to solve speedily if I'm able to. Of course, that's something over which I only have limited control, but we'll see. Rubix explains that the voice, which was referenced in, I believe, a clue from yesterday's puzzle, is a singing competition, similar to things like America's Next Top Model or America's Got Talent. It's a competition with famous singers competing to see who has the best voice. All right, makes sense. And Chasmart points out that hens aren't the only creatures that tend to brood. In reference to the brooding hen in yesterday's puzzle, another are bees. Brood is the unhatched worker bee that keeps the hive alive and warm. Good to know. That's so interesting. I didn't know that term was associated with bees as well, actually. So, good knowledge. All right, this is a Thursday crossword puzzle constructed by Howard Barkin. Another, I think, reasonably seasoned constructor, done maybe a dozen or so for the New York Times, and edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's get started. No more faffing around here. Okay, it counts on your movements. It counts on your movements. Many times Survivor, I accidentally clicked on that. I don't know. I've actually never seen Survivor. But it's islands, right? Maybe Fiji, Oahu. Trying to think of four-letter islands. I'm not sure. It counts on your movement. Is this some kind of pedometer, something that tracks your walking? I'm not sure. Rev up could be amp up. Mascot of the NFL's Ravens, appropriately. All right, well, if 7 across is indeed Rev, I'm not familiar with the NFL team, the Ravens particularly, but I suspect, since it says appropriately, it might be Poe. They might have a Raven mascot named Poe after Edgar Allan Poe, the author of the poem The Raven. That's my suspicion. And deeds could be acts. That's straightforward. And Mahatma Gandhi's given name was Mohandas. Is this how you spell it? I think so, but let's check the cross here. Typical kabuki performer in any role. Oh, a man, I think. So kabuki theater in Japan, I believe traditionally would be a male-only art form. So I suspect that's what that wants. Watch brand for 007. It must be Omega. I think I've seen Omega ads with the various Bond actors. I wonder if that's always been the case. I don't think so, because I think he wore a Rolex in some of the early films. I could be wrong about that. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Seamaster, Omega, I think. Yeah, maybe it always has been Omega. Anyway, I don't know. Present opener. With 4 letters crossing the N, I'm wondering if it's omnipresent. Present everywhere. Always there. And eavesdropping on the most conversations, maybe. Could be the nosiest person. And a collectible stamp, ? Collectible stamp. A visa, maybe? You have your passport stamped with your visa to enter a particular country. Oh, Look at this TV talent show. The Voice, surely. Wow. Incredible fortune from who was it who explained to me the premise of The Voice? It was Rubik's. Thank you, Rubik's, for helping me get. I wouldn't have. I may or may not have remembered that from yesterday's puzzle without that comment. Lacking the killer instinct, say. Too soft, maybe. Wouldn't work with this I, but it could start with two. Chestnuts roasting over an open fire. So we have our poetic contraction of over. Chestnuts roasting over an open fire. Yeah, lacking the killer instinct does look like two, doesn't it? Too timid, too meek. Wrong number of letters or wrong crosses. To team up. Or team up. It could be a noun, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe nosiest is incorrect. 4 of the 10 decathlon events. And prepared to pray. Oh, maybe this isn't. Maybe this isn't or an open fire, really. On an open fire? Yeah, it must be that. Sorry about that. I really thought it was the other one. I guess not. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. It must be that. And then prepared to pray, perhaps, is knelt. And perhaps means that, well, this might be what you're doing when kneeling. It's not a direct synonym. Kneeling doesn't mean preparing to pray. But if one knelt, it might be because one had prepared to pray. All right. A neighbor for a Syrian looks like a Turk to me. 4 of the 10 decathlon events are races. To team up is to unite. There we go. All right. So I suppose this is looking, well, the EST, I suppose, is obvious. A gathering of spies. No. Gathering of spies. Oh, I see. Intel. So not a gathering of spies as in a meeting of spies, but rather with the question mark, it's a bit of a pun, and it's suggesting what it is that spies gather, which is intel, intelligence, information derived by clandestine means. All right. Oh, so lacking the killer instinct is too nice. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, okay. So this all worked perfectly fine. Nosiest is good. FM band on the radio. Oh, sorry. I just realized what the theme is, and I completely missed it before. So, TV talent show, the theme is that TV is also the initials of The Voice, TV, The Voice, TV talent show. And here, an FM band on the radio is Fleetwood Mac, FM, Fleetwood Mac. And I didn't notice that with The Voice because, right, so it didn't occur to me to ask why there was a question mark here. Because without a question mark, this is actually, as far as I'm aware, a perfectly literal, non-wordplay reliant clue. TV talent show, The Voice. As I now know, The Voice is one of those. But the question mark is because there's also a tiny bit of wordplay around the initials TV. And similarly with Fleetwood Mac, FM band on a radio, this one isn't literally the case. Without the question mark, this wouldn't really be an appropriate answer because an FM band refers to frequency modulation band. It's one of the bands of the radio, FM and AM. And Fleetwood Mac is only there because the letters correspond. And so there's a bit of wordplay. It's a pun. We have a question mark. And I didn't pick up, that's so funny with The Voice that it actually doesn't need that. But that's the theme. That appears to be the theme. All right. Prefix with tonic. Isotonic? Ocho something Jamaica. I'm not sure. And soap ingredient. I'm not sure about the, tallow. Yes, beef fat. And the Simpsons character who competed in a crossword tournament. Must be Lisa Simpson. I didn't know that had happened, but it fits the character, I would say. So this looks like it could be isotonic, doesn't it? Like an isotonic exercise, perhaps. Hankering, an itch. I have an itch for solving crosswords. Maybe not the best usage of that word. Where Silicon Valley is. It's in California, Northern California, West Coast. Where Silicon Valley is. Oh, San Francisco Bay Area. I know it is the Bay Area. As someone from the Bay Area, from San Francisco specifically, I never think of Silicon Valley as being in the Bay Area because it's so far away, but I suppose it really is. Okay, Ocho Rios. Oh, what is that? 8 Rivers, Jamaica? That must be. Okay. And spark of a sort. Could be an idea. A spark of an idea of a sort. Many times survivor locale. Maybe it could be Fiji. Let me see. Yes, side hide, try to hide. That's fun. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde tried to be hidden by Dr. Jekyll in the Robert Louis Stevenson novel. All right, many times survivor locale. I'm going to go ahead and write in Fiji here. And it counts on your movements. Fitbit. It was the thing that I thought. It was a device that tracks your steps, but I couldn't think of the brand. Antelope with lyre-shaped horns, an impala. And invited to chat in brief, IM'd, instant messaged. And toll route is a turnpike, yes. Term for a paid highway. And had that. I'll say, didn't see this yet. Blank say, I'll say. That looks fine. So let's move on. Pinkish violet would be lilac, and one of 2 Disney characters singing for the first time in forever. This must be from Frozen based on these crosses. Elsa, the character Elsa from Frozen. And complete failure is a flop. I was going to say a flub, but no. A complete failure is a flop. A flub is sort of a little error. Blesses could be okays. You've blessed this union. You've okayed this union. And such as is like. Yeah. Such as this crossword, like this crossword. Popular samosa fillings, peas. I've certainly had samosas with peas. The Indian little pastry dumpling dish. It's not really a dumpling, but a filled pastry. What teaspoons are vis-a-vis tablespoons? They are smaller, right? And here we have approaches closely. Homes in. Is that right? The Lord of the Rings baddies could be orcs, and aid at a car wash, a rag. So I think this is correct. And again, as I always point out, it's homes in rather than hones in. Hones is for sharpening a blade or a skill. Homing is for closing in on something, approaching it. It dissolves in H2O. NaLC? No, NaCl, sorry. NaCl. Sodium chloride, salt, table salt. Okay, field of madmen, informally. Add something, field. Is there an actor in the show with a surname Field? I think maybe the daughter, Sally Draper, maybe was someone Field, but it also could be the Field as in it says informally, so it's probably not a person. What I think it probably is the world of advertising. But what is that informally? Add what? Add. I don't know. I'm sure it's blindingly obvious, and I'm not thinking of it for some reason. Round food item with square indentations. I don't know. An Oreo technically has that, doesn't it? It has little indentations, but that's not the answer here, I don't think. An Eggo waffle? I think that might be it. Eggo, the frozen waffle brand. Expanse crossed by the Silk Road. The Gobi Desert? Silk Road trade route. Rare tic-tac-toe win. 3 O's? What makes that rare? Does that have to do with the order of which player starts first or something? Why would one letter be more rare than the other? I'm sorry, I'm probably being very slow. To enter is to go in, and to exhibit greatly as charm could be to ooze charm. I don't know that oozing is associated with being charming, but no, people do say that, I guess. They really oozed charm. The ad biz is the field of madmen, informally. And many a groaner is a dad joke, I suspect. This looks like Michael Caine, doesn't it? Yes. Academy Awards MC is Michael Caine. This is another one that looks like it could technically be clued without the question mark. As if Michael Caine has in fact hosted the Academy Awards. I don't know if he has. If he has, you could do this without the question mark. If he hasn't, you need the question mark. to indicate that he's an MC associated with the Academy Awards, but not the MC of the Academy Awards. Okay, I just noticed this on accident. Brownish red mahogany. There we go. How am I doing on time? I'm doing all right. Les Demoiselles d'Avignon artist. Picasso. And setting for Robinson Crusoe is an isle. And is that also Robert Louis Stevenson, actually, to match with our Jekyll and Hyde from earlier? Ever could be at all. Sometimes it feels as though I will never, ever solve this crossword. I will not finish it at all. Well, not this one, but I've felt that way with other crosswords before. Sulks, and alternatively, maybe this isn't at all. I don't know. Maybe it is, and I'm just not seeing the crosses. I'm going to delete it for now. Torch thistles, e.g. Torch thistles, for instance, for example. Don't know that either. U.S. symbol. Well, we'll start with a U, won't it? Because it's one of our theme clues. U.S. symbol. The boy, I'm losing it, aren't I? Not getting anything here. The general meaning could be the gist. I think we understand the gist of the theme at this point. And the life-saving initials, what, EMS, emergency medical services, and a kind of test, and rating one chili pepper, say mild? I see. So using chili peppers as the sort of informal description of heat in a dish. So 1 pepper to, say, 5 peppers would be very spicy, whereas 1 would be mild. Kind of test, lit test, literature test, a lit. Oh, litmus. No, sorry, nothing to do with literature. A litmus test. There we go. And to test acidity of substances. Tied up as a ship is moored. And mean. And Niagara Falls locale, is that Ontario? And places. And programming language named for a beverage named for an island, Java. Yes, so the island of Java, Java named after the drink, coffee named after it, and then programming language named after that. Highlight of una scena, an aria. So this is a scene in Italian, and in an opera you might have an aria, which is sort of a showcase song for a featured singer. To sell is to vend, as in a vendor, and goes on to say to go. Yes, this person goes on to say. This person adds. Oh, so mean is unkind. Of course, I don't know why that was difficult for me for some reason. And places are steads. So you will go in my place. You will go in my stead. All right, we're almost done. Place to climb stairs that go nowhere. Place to climb stairs that go nowhere. Don't know. And actress Ortiz, I bet it's Anna in this many letters. And that spelling of Anna also be appropriate to the last name, Ortiz. Prayer leader could be an imam, Muslim prayer leader. Place to climb stairs that go nowhere is the gym, of course. You could be on a stair machine. The stairs go nowhere. And if something gives underweight, it sags. So, the U.S. symbol is Uncle Sam. Again, this one, interesting. So actually all of these, I think, well, depending on on Michael Caine's actual past status as or not as an MC of the Academy Awards, most of these could work without the question marks. FM banned on the radio, I think that really needs the pun indicator. The voice doesn't. Michael Caine may or may not. Uncle Sam probably doesn't. U.S. symbol, Uncle Sam is literally a symbol of the United States. So it doesn't need to be a bit of wordplay. So that's sort of interesting. I wonder how the constructor, Howard Barkin, I wonder how he was thinking about that. Okay, and now I see that sulks is pouts, of course. Should have saw that earlier. Alternatively, I'm still not saying infuriatingly, ever. Of all, maybe? Oh, yes, it is of all. And then alternatively is if not. Okay. Torch thistles, e.g. Oh, cacti? Cactuses? Promotional gift often. A tote bag, indeed. Sort of free giveaway. It feels as though sometimes we have closets that are just I mean, they're just, we're drowning in tote bags sometimes if you open some closets. Okay, minor uproar is a stir. And there we have it. There's the Thursday puzzle. I think this was not too difficult for a Thursday puzzle. And this is one of those themes where once you see it, it does help you a bit to solve it. Because it gives you two letters right off the bat. And importantly, it gives you the first letter. When you see TV, well, I suppose when I saw TV Talent Show, I think I already had the T cross, but that was the one that, no, it wasn't the one that took me onto the theme mechanic. It was Fleetwood Mac, right? So once I saw that, then I think I had most of Michael Caine anyway. So I guess this theme came together fairly easily because of the crosses for me. But I guess Uncle Sam did give me that U. Yeah, let me know how you did with that. Let me know how long it took you to notice. I think this is sort of a stealth theme in some way because these answers really can be solved straightforwardly without understanding the theme. For the most part, I think. I could imagine sometimes people in the comments say, "Oh, I solved the entire puzzle and I didn't notice the theme, or I didn't understand what the theme was doing." And sometimes you need the theme, really you need it to figure out the puzzle, or it's so obvious that it will jump out at you. In this case, you don't really need it to solve the answers, and it's subtle enough that I can imagine someone not entirely picking up on it. So let me know how that struck you. I'm curious. And anyway, I think I'm going to do a bit less of the recap than I usually do because I do have to get going today. But I hope you enjoyed the puzzle. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do subscribe to the channel. I very much appreciate it. And if you think you know someone who might enjoy this, pass it along to them as well. I'd appreciate that enormously, either directly, one-to-one, or through your online community of choice. And if you'd like to become part of another small online community, you could always check out the Daily Solve Discord chat server where people discuss these puzzles and New York Times puzzles, as well as the daily Wordle, which I've been solving on those YouTube shorts daily, and crossword construction as well. Of course, Patreon subscribers get an extra channel in there as well, but anyone can join beyond that. Links to everything in the description field underneath the video. That's it for me today. I hope you'll be back tomorrow for our first themeless puzzle of the week and possibly a bit of a step up in difficulty. It's been a fairly approachable week difficulty-wise so far, I think, anyway. Let me know if you agree. But I will be back tomorrow for the Friday. I hope you'll join me. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.